What's up, people? Another episode of Real Ball Talk. Sorry we're a little bit late. Hope everyone's doing well this Sunday evening and been enjoying the weather this weekend. Actually, it's been pretty decent. A little bit of a taste of spring. But anyway, enough of that. Let me introduce my mandem as always. Jalil, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, good man. You know, the result today didn't really put it down, or we all expected it. So yeah, man, good man. How you guys doing, man?
Good, man. Good. Still, hey, I think we all predicted a City win. I think we probably thought it was going to be more emphatic than that, even though it easily could have been, if we're being honest. I think the game was a bit too easy for them, but we'll get on to that. AP, man, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. It's been a decent weekend. After what I just watched, went better than I expected, so I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, let's not even waste time. Hey, people, if you're tuning in, make sure to smash that like button as you get in. And if you're new, check out the channel and subscribe. But yeah, man, let's get straight onto it. Arsenal 0, Man City 1 at the Emirates, the game that just finished. Like I said, very, very, very comfortable win for City. I actually don't think we had a chance in the whole game. Not one that I can recall where I feel like we even had half a chance of scoring. City in the first 10-15 minutes. Let me bring on Rash quick. What do you say, Rash?
What's going on, lads? Had some connection issues. What's going on, everyone? You all right, yeah?
Man. All good. We literally were just cracking off saying, yeah, that was a very, very easy game for City. We didn't have a chance the whole game. In the first 20 minutes, they could have scored 3 or 4. And then after that, they just slipped. They literally walk through the rest of the game. Barely broke sweat. And it was just a very, very easy win for them. I almost felt like there were times we were happy to lose 1-0. I kind of got that sense, like we were like, yeah, let's just get out here with 1-0. It looks respectable. That anyone who didn't watch the game doesn't really care. But yeah, man. But Jalil, let me come on to you first, bro. Like, what did you make of that game? And yeah, man, like, talk to me.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to this game, I think I predicted a 3-0. So having watched that, I just see this. Yeah, I'm gonna put it straight like this. You know, Pep and Mikel, they're boys, isn't it? So obviously, Pep and Mikel had a call. You know, oh, I'm playing you tomorrow. What are you saying? You good? Yeah, I'm playing. Pep goes, listen, you're my dog. Ain't gonna bash ya. 1-0 with that. Use that.
Slightly, you know what? Well, slightly.
Yeah.
Fam, I'm telling y'all, that's what happened. They had a call because they call these. Well, if Mikel was to win today, they'll still be like best of friends. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like when I play FIFA with Rash. I batter Rash is still cool with me.
That shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. When it comes to the game, that's how it was today, innit? There's a training session for the man, and City enjoyed themselves as usual. And I just want to point out one player today. I want to point out 2 players today. I want to point out 2 players today that really stuck in my mind throughout the whole game, and that's Aubameyang and Stones. One of them is still in each of one of those pockets. And I don't know what's going on. I don't want to say too much about the whole situation, but boy, Stones looked like a world-class defender, and Aubameyang just looked like an amateur footballer, if that makes sense. All in all, I just want to get onto the player ratings. I don't want to say too much about it because I'm just getting overheated. So, yeah, poor game, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, man. I think you did well to stop yourself there because, yeah, that's definitely one of the key points from today is, yeah, we'll get on to him later. But, opponent, man, what are you telling me about that game?
I think it was we've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. Just another professional performance by Man City. They didn't really pull up any trees during the game. Arsenal didn't threaten them either. I don't remember Edison. Probably he can just put his kit straight back on the hanger because I don't think it got dirty at all. Yeah, man, it's easy game. I think Gary Neville even said at one point it was like a training ground match. Yeah, it was poor performance. Can I even say a poor performance from Arsenal because it's the norm now? So, yeah, nothing really to say in terms of Arsenal's performance. We've seen this before. In terms of Man City, they shouldn't really put the game to bed in the first half. The second half, they kind of made it look like it was a game. Because Arsenal, I mean, they had a bit of the ball, but they weren't really doing anything with it. So it kind of, 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline anyway. Anything can happen. So that's what kind of made it a game, but it wasn't really a game if you were watching the game. So onwards. These guys march on to the title, man. What can I say?
Yeah, man. I think, you know what? I think the tone that you and Jalil have both kind of brought is the tone that the game kind of deserves, to be fair. I was thinking, as an Arsenal fan, I would almost rather have been panned 4-0 because that was almost a disrespectful 1-0 loss.
Exactly.
Because it felt like, they went 1-0 up, were pamming off, and they were like, all right, let's see what you guys can do. And then we couldn't do anything. So that's why for me it was actually quite worrying. But yeah, man, so many of our players are not good enough. But like you said, Man City 18 wins in a row now, all competitions. They march on to the title. And as I've got there, and maybe I'll bring it to you, Rash. Do you think Man City have a chance to be the first British team to win the quadruple?
Oh gosh, I wasn't even thinking about that. No, I don't think they'll win the Champions League. I just don't think they'll do it. But I think the league's in the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you lot are being quite hypercritical about the game. It's like you guys thought we was going to win or something. What's up? I saw your predictions. Why you lot look so upset for? Like, do you think you did? Didn't Arsenal do good compared to your predictions?
No, they didn't. They didn't. I'll tell you why.
You said they're going to get smacked.
We were awful, bro.
You said you're gonna get smacked as well. You in the predictions, everyone said we're gonna get smacked. Yeah. Now, if you think about when people play City, you can really only go in with damage limitations. Yeah, that's how you have to go in. Because who's gonna beat City right now on the form that they are? Okay. So in reality, we done well to not get slapping because that opening 18 minutes was scary, bro. It was scary, bruv. Everything looked like it was gonna be a goal, and our defense looked all over the place. Do you understand? So I think considering we had such a scary opening 18, 20 to 22 minutes, I think Arsenal dealt with the threat reasonably well. I think they managed to they kept City at bay for about at least 38 minutes of the first half. Straight after that little madness that they went under, they then kept them at bay. There was no more. And actually, Arsenal, it was quite a controlled game, a controlled performance. Like, there wasn't chances from Arsenal at all. However, it was a midfield battle, and I thought they made a good account for themselves. Obviously, City are sick. So when certain people was getting onto the ball, I think Fernandinho bossed that midfield, actually. I think Sterling had he was a big problem. Do you know what I mean? He was the one that was causing us a lot of the problems. But in reality, I think we managed to have a good account of ourselves up against the midfield that they did have. Mahrez was a massive problem. Yeah, he was a big problem. Every time he touched the ball, I was just like, oh man, he's gonna slip in, cutting. But at the same time, after the poor opening first few minutes, because look, the goal, no one defended. Nobody. Yeah. They scored because our defenders just didn't defend. Tierney didn't get close to Mahrez. Holding was looked away and then missed that Sterling didn't come in front of him and that he went behind him instead. But Bellerin was already kind of looking at Gundogan. Mari was at the penalty spot at that time. He's supposed to be in there with Holding. Do you understand? So no one was defending at that. Do you know what I mean? But after that, everyone kind of got it together. I don't think. I think if anything, we was just poor going up front. You know what I mean? I kind of did want to go in depth, player for player, in our team and in City's. just to see who was good. Obviously, I'll allow questions about these players to come up, and then I'll give my opinions. However, I think in the reality of what City are right now, and what most people expected to happen, which is that Arsenal get a slapping, I think they had an overall kind of good controlled game against a team that is high flying.
Yeah. No, I get that, to be fair. Yeah. Go on, Jalil.
I just want to say to that, the reason why I said I wasn't really happy with the result, I did say we'll get battered 3-0. However, I said we'll have some chances. So when I was looking at the game, for me, I know you're saying, there was only 1-0 and it only happened in the first 2 minutes. That's totally fair enough. But I think the only place where we were decent, not even good, decent, was in the back with the centre backs. When it comes to the midfield, I was watching City press. Press, got the ball. Us. 2 players will press, hold off, wait for them to pass. It's the same thing every single time. And that's my only issue. I expected a good game, but I expected us to get battered 3-0, 100%. But I expected some chances and we had nothing.
Yeah,
you have to look in the terms of creative players that we had on the pitch. It was only Odegaard in reality. We had El Neni, we had Xhaka in the midfield. Yeah, we didn't really have anyone to create. We had Odegaard ahead of him, and then we had Saka, who was like, I love that kid, Like, he's too sick. Do you know what I mean? He gets the ball and he's so positive. He just runs at the defense. He's looking to pass the ball, quickly move again, receive it, like create some chances. Like, and then Pepe, I think he started off quietly. He was almost non-existent for like
he was invisible.
30 minutes. He was non-existent, but he slowly brought himself into the game with trying to make some runs, trying to have a little bit of link-up play, slightly off the ball when it come to like the link-up play as well. Like, final ball wasn't reaching him because he just wasn't on the same level as maybe Odegaard when he's playing the ball through or something like that, or maybe a Saka. But he came into the game a bit late. But like, what did you expect in regards to creativity? It's not really gonna be happening when we've got El Neni and Xhaka in the middle. There's no Partey, you know what I mean, to put the ball forward like that. So
yeah, I mean, I think Jalil brought him up, Fernandinho. I think what Fernandinho did today is what some Arsenal fans think that Xhaka's been doing in this run of games where he supposedly played well. Like, Fernandinho showed you what a proper midfielder does. Like, he was pressing, harassing man, getting the ball off them, and then passing it forward.
In the midfield, he was the difference.
Yeah, that's what Xhaka's supposed to be doing for us. But yeah, we're supposed to be here and get carried away with Xhaka because he does 1 or 2 nice passes between the lines. I mean, that's literally your job. Otherwise, what are you in the team to do? I don't understand. You know what I mean? So, but listen, let me read a few of the comments before we go straight into the player ratings. Arsenal, big up RX, saying Arsenal weren't bad today, but City were coasting. Yeah, 100%. Ed saying Saka is too sick despite playing crap. He wasn't bad today. Just some of his passes were very poor, but I thought he was the only hope we had in the whole game. The only hope.
It's mad. Our MVP is a 19-year-old,
Trust me, yeah. And the clear MVP as well. It's not undisputed anymore. Arteta, myself, Pepe, who was absolutely invisible. Did not see him. Yeah, man. But listen, let's get into the player ratings. Let's start with Arsenal. Jalil, we know the drill. If anyone disagrees, chime in. Otherwise, we keep it moving swift. So Jalil, Leno.
6.
6, yeah, don't disagree with that. Pono, Bellerin.
5. Just putting a disclaimer, I'm going to give no higher than a 5 to everybody. So
it's good, yeah.
I disagree with that. Bellerin has to get a 3, bruv. That was the bruv.
Yeah, I was thinking the Pono was generous there still.
Bruv, forget it.
Yeah,
I say 3.
Yeah, 5. I'll stand by that.
5. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not like he gave him a 6, isn't it? Like a 6, that would have been mad.
5 he was so poor. He was so poor. Like, I've got his name here, and I've got like 3 X's against his name. Is how shit he was. Like,
he was
so poor. He gave the ball away all the time. He passed the ball out to play, and no one wasn't even. He wasn't even under pressure. He just
there were certain periods. There were certain periods during the game when we were trying to get into threatening positions, and the ball would go out wide to Bader, and I'd just be like, "Well, that's the end of the move then."
Literally,
and then it happened. Something stupid.
Passed it out play, no pressure.
No pressure. Passed it out play. Yeah, it's mad. But anyway, Rash, Rob Holding.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. I think him and Mari both had good feet today. He had good reactions as well to Gundogan. He kind of closed him out of the game today. He put in a good few challenges, man. I think he had an okay game, except for that little bit of switching off at the beginning. I would have do you know what? I would have gave him higher if I wasn't kind of disappointed at the whole team display. But I think him and Murray were probably the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, I think also the fact that he wasn't marking Sterling for the first goal has to bring him down a bit as well.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Who's next? Pablo Mari, Jalil.
I agree with everything Rash said, man. I'm gonna give him a 6 also. Holding and Mari are probably our best players on the pitch defensively as well. We've got to pick up the defense and passing from the back. They did really well, man. Holding as well quite impressed me. I know Mari can do it. Holding done well as well. So I agree with what Rash said. 6.
Yeah.
They showed themselves. I didn't know them boys had tricky feet. They're all right, them boys.
Yeah, they had to get out a few tight situations because the midfield was not showing for them at all. Opono, Tini.
See, this one I'm conflicted because Morris was giving him a bad day. But at the same time, going forward, he was giving Cancelo a couple of things to think about. So somewhere between 5 and a 6 for him. The 6 kind of sounds like he had a great game. So 5 again. 5.
Cool.
So I'd argue a 3, man. I'd argue. I'll tell you why. I'd argue a 3 because his end products weren't there. His end products weren't there, and the reason why we brought him in. Do you know what? I like when I saw Tierney on the pitch, and I was like, yes, finally we've got something coming in. But with Tierney here today, I feel kind of sorry for him, especially coming into a game like this, because he's rusty, man. Everyone's going to be rusty, and I still question Mikel's thoughts on bringing Tierney back with a centre-back pairing who ain't played together for at least a month now. So it's not his fault. In my eyes, still one of our best players. But today, he got bossed in it. But yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think 5 is there as well.
Yeah.
His final product was well off today. He got burnt down the line a couple of times as well. But he was positive as well. There was a lot of the time where I see him bypass Xhaka because he was tired of the ball going backwards.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So perfect segue then, Rash. Xhaka.
All right, now this one is a bit. I'm conflicted with this one because you know what? At the opening stages of the game, he played quite poorly. He gave the ball away. You know what I mean? His touch was a bit shit. Do you know what I mean? But as the game went on, he started to play some good balls through. And he worked hard as well. He was doing a lot of covering off of the ball. Do you know what I mean? And he was trying to make himself an option. The only problem I had with him is that he would go forward and then he would want to pass it back. But sometimes he would do the quick turn and play it forward as well. So he had an okay game, bar about 20 minutes of the first half. I think he had an okay game. He worked hard. He worked hard until the last minute. You got a 6 from me. So
6? Okay. I would have given him a 5.
The reason why Rash made a good point there, yeah, I was watching the game today and he was kind of pissing me off, but then Rash made me realize something, yeah. He gets the ball, but then he played a lot of good passes today. But then when I watch Xhaka and compared to his counterpart in Gundogan and Fernandinho, whoever it is, as soon as they get the ball, so when play's broken up, he'll get the ball and he'll play it back. Fernandinho did that all game today. We shouldn't put a blind eye to that because that's the way teams play. We start again. So when Xhaka was doing that today, I wasn't that upset. So I can understand why Rash gave him a 6. I was going for a 5. But, you know, when he said with the balls going forward, he did do a good part today. But yeah, I see where he's coming from.
And you know what, as well, I just want to say today, when he did play balls back, I did get frustrated, but he played it back to a player who played it to someone else who then played it maybe back to him or somewhere else where there was a lot of space. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it's a thing where they see the space, but they can't go directly to there just to throw their opposition off. So they'll do that all the time. The space is there, so I'm going to go there, here, and then I'll go there because I've pulled them out of position a little bit more. And I saw that a lot. And that's the only reason why I wasn't getting too frustrated, because when he did play it back, 2 passes later, it was going to the player where I was saying pass it to in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he had an okay game for me. So
yeah, I mean, I was having a discussion.
I feel like today was just Xhaka. It was okay, which is what he is. It wasn't a poor performance and it wasn't a fantastic performance. It was just okay, which is what we've had with him for the past, 5 years now?
5 years.
Yeah, which is it. It just sums him up, basically. Through no fault of his own. He is what he is, but it's just we keep playing him. So
it's funny because I was having a discussion with a few friends the other day and they were saying that they would not accept any offer for Xhaka below 40 million. And I'm like, who's paying 40 million for him? He's 28 as well. Bro, I said it already. I'm taking, if you give him 20 mil, 28, he can bounce, bro. Because, like you said, upon him, he is what he is. He's not going to change. And unless, I feel like everyone around him has to be elite to carry him. Literally. Because otherwise, if he's like, surrounded by way better players as well, then he will be even targeted even more. The only reason that now he gets allowed is because we still have people like El Nene, Bellerin, jokers like them, man, that you can't focus their attention just on one player. We got too many jokers, but yeah, man, Xhaka is a weird one, but yeah, man, 5 for me would have been fair, but I also understand 6 because you saw him in the game sometimes, unlike midfield partner, which I'm going to come to next, Jalil, El Nene.
Yeah, no. So so when I was comparing the two, I mean, obviously I'm a defender, but when I play midfield, I see what certain players are trying to do, and then he wasn't really doing it for me today. I preferred Xhaka over him, and especially there was a time when they were breaking and or getting in, and then Xhaka took out who was it for a yellow card? Who was it again? Sterling for a yellow card. And I was thinking, and then he had a lot of opportunities to do that today, even though it led to nothing. I'm not saying get a yellow, stick your foot in, stop going to them, acting like you're tackling and then come back. That's why I kind of like Xhaka when it comes to stuff like that, because he's not scared to get dirty. For me, if we're giving him a 6 or 5, I've got to give El Nene a rating down. So it's either going to be 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay, say no more. We've lost Rash for a couple of minutes. He'll be back shortly. Let me just take him out from the stream. Yeah. Okay, 4 for Nene. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think that can be argued with. It's fair. He was awful. Next up, AP Pepe.
Oh my days! I can't even bless him with a 5. I have to go straight to 3 with this one because he was anonymous, absolutely anonymous. And then under odd times when he would get on the ball, he'll just dribble himself as always and just lose it. Standard Pepe performance, I guess, which is a bit sad because in the past couple games we've seen him. It looked like he was turning a corner and was getting in amongst the goals. If he wasn't scoring, then at least he was like setting people up or just getting into dangerous positions. But today, it wasn't a good showing for him at all. Not at all.
I think he just needs to play on the left. He can't play on the right. Not for us anyway. Yeah, can't play on the left for us still. Let me just read some of the comments. KD, big up, bro, saying, Arsenal got moved to City, could have scored 5. Definitely, bro. 100%. Big up Gabriel saying Arsenal need to bring back Yaya Sanogo. Yeah, that looks like it looked like we had Yaya Sanogo today up front. RX saying, honestly, I've seen this with Raheem Sterling. I think Saka will need to leave Arsenal. Oof. Boy, I don't know. That's a bit soon for that, but bro, you might be right, bro. You might be right. Ed saying Pepe below average as usual. Yeah, can't disagree with that either. So Jalil, Aubameyang, yeah, what are you giving him?
Aubameyang. So what? Pepe got a 3, and I'm not going to argue with that at all. Aubameyang has to be in that same bracket. I think he was non-existent. I don't know what it is. How could you bang a hat trick in one league game and the next one you're invisible?
But bro, the problem with that is that Leeds were the perfect team for a player like him.
Yeah.
No discipline, spacing behind. That's what someone like Aubameyang thrives off. When you put him up front and you put a structured defense there, unless he gets a chance in the box, he is not going to do anything. Bro, his hold-up play was a travesty. Like, because some of the times he was losing it, it's not like he was being pressed. Did you see that one first half where he tried to flick over someone's head?
I give up.
You remember that one, innit?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You see what I mean? But listen, yeah, you continue, innit?
I'm so frustrated. Everything outside the box, this guy stinks. But once you get him in the box, at the end of the move, then yeah. He's a poacher. That's what he is.
That's why I would never get onto him for what happened the other day against Benfica, because Aubameyang missing chances is a rarity. Him missing tappers and things like that, it's not going to happen. You give him those chances, he will score goals. So you can't debate what he can do in the box. But outside the box, nah, man. Nah. But yeah, Jalil, carry on, man. Go on.
Yeah, man. I'm echo what you got said, man. No hold-up play. It was boring. I would have preferred Lacko on today. At least he could have held up against Diaz and Stones and played some people in. But for me, none of the attackers deserve more than a 3-4 personally. Only one I would argue, if it does come up, is Odegaard. We can discuss it in Xhaka. But yeah, Pepe and Aubameyang can't get over a 3 for me, especially not today.
Yeah, and I think the game was summed up there at the end when he got. I mean, you can get body when you're running at speed, so obviously that's always going to look worse when you're sprinting. But for me, it was the fact he was burnt out by Stones. He tried to burn him. He tried to burn Stones. Yep. Stones left him and bodied him. So
see, the thing with that is, I understand Aubameyang, he's 31, so maybe he's not as quick as he was when he first came. But even when he did first come, this guy, Johnny Evans, kept up with him, bro. So, nah, man. That's why we got to put a big tax on that Bundesliga, man. When they come over, that Bundesliga tax is nuts, because he was looking like Usain over there. Yeah. And he's come here, he's looking like, I don't know, he's slow, but he's just looking like a regular guy, fam. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we're seeing it again with Werner.
Yep, exactly. Him as well. Exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But we kind of said it before, like Bundesliga, they play these ridiculous high lines with defenders that are not quick. So that's why if you have decent speed, look what Haaland is doing now. Like, it seems like every goal Haaland scores in Bundesliga is a one-on-one.
Yep.
How many one-on-ones do you see in the Prem?
Bro, I'm telling you, if he tries that in the Prem, you got Lewis Dunk will duck him down, bro. That's not a joke. Bro, these Prem CBs are built differently, fam. They're built differently.
They got speed and they got strides. So listen. Exactly. So yeah, man. But listen. Yeah, man. That's something Ed saying he was never quick. FIFA just gassed him. That definitely played a part too. But I think FIFA got gassed by watching the Bundesliga. But yeah. Jalil, Odegaard.
Wait, you went for me to Aubameyang?
Oh yeah. Sorry, you did Aubameyang. Sorry, yeah. Odegaard.
Odegaard. See now him. I think he had a decent game. It wasn't outstanding because he got on the ball. He looked tidy on the ball. He was trying things, trying to put the balls into pockets of spaces and stuff. I mean, he gave the ball away a couple of times, but that's just because he was trying to do something. So for that reason, I will give him a in between 5 and 6. Can we do halves?
Nah.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'll give him a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll give him a 5.
I think that's very fair.
Because again, it wasn't a poor game. There's no real Jalil's going to do the last player, but who I think was our best player. So he's probably going to get the highest rating out of everybody. But he was probably just a mark below him, I would say.
Yeah. I agree. And Jalil, our last player, Saka.
Just remind me, who did we give 6s to so far?
I think
Holding and Mary both got 6s, I think. And we gave a 6 to Leno.
Yeah.
I think those 6s are fair. I don't think anyone in midfield should get a 6. Saka should get a 6 also. I think he was amongst the good players we had, when we think about the defence, which they've done their business. And the only person making something happen up there was Saka. So if Odegaard gets a 5 and Saka's just that bit better, I'll give him a 6. I don't think anybody's going to get higher than a 6 in the team, especially when they score or nothing. If anyone's going to get it probably would be one of the defenders. But yeah, if we're going to give them 6s, I think it's fair for Saka to get a 6. He's one of our best players. He's beautiful to watch, man. I hope he don't go, but I agree with, I think someone put it in the comments.
Yeah, Ajax, yeah.
He kind of needs to leave to get his potential, because if he goes for 2 more seasons of this, he'll be 21 years old. 21, you've got to go to somewhere like PSG, Barca, I don't know. And Man City, I'm pretty sure Pep will love a guy like this to develop, So, yeah, he's got to leave, man. 2 more seasons like this, he's got to go.
Yeah. So I guess let me ask you, man, a question about Saka. First, and big up Rash coming back. First, how much would you say Saka's worth? And 2, like, do you all think that Saka can reach world-class potential, or are we overrating him a bit by saying world-class potential? So I don't know who wants to kick that one off.
I missed the convo, so you guys might as well continue a little bit.
I think he does, to be honest. Because if we're talking around his peers, if we're talking ability, he probably hasn't got the same kind of ability as guys like Foden or Felix or them kind of guys. Because those guys, we're looking at them on the ball, their ability and technical ability is different level. But in saying that doesn't mean that Saka hasn't got technical ability or anything, because he's cold as well. But if we're talking right now, his output and production and I would say his football IQ as well, because every game he's just getting better and better. There are things that he's doing now that if you asked me a couple of months ago, I didn't know he had it in him, because we all thought that he was just going to be stuck on the left-hand side. But we've seen him on the right-hand side. He's doing bits on the right-hand side as well.
Right.
Exactly. So that kid, he's definitely gonna go to the top. I do think he will become a world-class player. I'm even looking at him, I'm trying to find like a weakness. Maybe he's not slow. He's not the fastest player, but he's not slow.
Good guy.
We thought that we look at him, we see he looks like a pretty small guy, but he's not some guy that you just fling off the ball either. He's quite strong. Exactly. So I guess the only thing I could say about him, maybe to put on some more size. Maybe if I was to be nitpicking on somewhere to critique him. But I definitely think he will go to the top. Maybe not at the same level as the current star boys like Mbappe and Haaland and Foden and them, man. But he's definitely going to be maybe just underneath that bracket, I would say.
Yeah. Which is to be fair.
Yeah, it's not bad for him at all.
How much would you say he's worth then? Because Ed's saying he's worth 60 million.
Yeah, I think I'm not selling him for anything less than 70 million. Because, I mean, that's just based on not what he's doing now, but on his future potential and what he can do. That's the thing. So I think he's definitely going to become a 70 million player. So that's what I would sell him for. And it's even sad to say, but for him, Arsenal might have to be a stepping stone club for him, because if he continues doing what he's doing now and Arsenal just don't progress, then when the next contract talks come, Boy,
Yeah.
I don't think. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. But,
Yeah, we'll see. You can only hope that someone's his loyalty will last for so long.
Mm.
You might want to look at Harry Kane and see how that works out for you. But that's a whole different discussion right there. Really Lukaku in the building. What are you saying, bro? Your guy in the picture did a madness today as well. Still, so saying it's like the whole team performed that one rain. Yeah, bro. It was just everyone was kind of the same today. But yeah, Jalil Rash. Any final words on Saka? Like how much you man think he's worth? How much would you sell him for?
I mean, I got to echo everything Apollo said, man. I didn't think he said anything that was out of the ordinary. I agree with that totally, man. Arsenal's got to be a stepping stone for the kid. It's got to be, man. Unless, Mikel with this 3 to 5 year plan comes true with something, which everyone believes in, who plays for Arsenal, then yeah, we could keep the kid. But he's worth at the moment. Let's say, for example, someone comes up now and Real Madrid or Barca or City, they want Saka. They've been looking at him. They want Saka. I think he's worth 75, man. 75. They'll take him with the potential he has. He's 19. That's a bargain. If he blows in the next 3 years with those clubs, we might be looking at the hundreds. Not saying really world class. I can say from now he won't be in the Haaland and Mbappe, but he could be seen as a potential great if we're listing him in those kind of tiers, because he's got the business, man. His heart is in it. He is, it's hard to, like Apollo said, it's hard to pick somewhere where he lacks because at 19 years old, you can see these flaws, but with him, you can't really see any flaws. When he played left back, you can say, oh, he doesn't track back enough. He's done the business there. On the right, he doesn't really cut in enough. He's done the business there. On the left, he doesn't really he's done the business there. So it's hard to say where he lacks because he's not a small dude, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. He's going to be that guy, man, one day, trust me. But it won't be at Arsenal, unfortunately. And worth 75, 70. Can't go any lower than that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And KD laughing face and saying 65 million, yo, KD, how much you think Saka's worth then? Because I think anything less than 60, like, we're getting slightly bumped.
Yeah, we're getting bumped.
We're getting bumped for anything less than 60. When you see some of the, like, I swear Bayern wanted to buy Hudson-Odoi for similar amounts.
Yeah,
exactly.
Saka's better than Hudson-Odoi. I'm just going to say that now. That's one guy that's overrated still. So,
and that brings me on to my point.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I wouldn't take anything less than 85. And the reason why I say that is because when people were saying that that Zaha might actually be worth 60 and 65, and that was like a year or two ago. Yeah. Saka's showing like that he's got the potential to be much better and do better things in the Premier League than Zaha has already achieved. Yeah. And I also think that there was a lot of Arsenal fans when we first got Pepe who thought he was actually worth 72 mil. Yeah. When we first bought him. However, Saka's a better player than Pepe. Yeah. So for those people who thought Pepe was worth it when we bought him from Lille, well, they have to kind of rate Saka a lot more than that then. Plus, he's so young, bags of potential. The boy's on his path to greatness. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a question of if, it's just when. When is he gonna be elite? Do you know what I mean? Because it's definitely gonna come. Do you know what I mean? And he's gonna be knocking on the door of Europe's finest. And I think he will get the respect that he's due because it's undeniable. Like, he's our best player in the team.
Yeah.
No, he's our best player. And he's young. Do you know what I mean? So it's already saying a lot. So yeah, right now, I wouldn't take anything less than 85 based on his potential and his already the form that he already has in the Premier League at such a quick time, at such a young age. Yeah. How can you take that much pressure on your shoulders already and act like it's nothing, like he's playing in the park? You know what I mean? Yeah. When he's older, give it 5 more years, jeez, it's going to be a problem, whoever he's playing against.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100. I think broadly they're about 70 to 80, 85 million. I think, yeah, if we definitely push for it, we could definitely get that amount from someone. I think maybe not this summer, but definitely next summer when things settle down after COVID, we definitely could. But let's hope that time doesn't come and that we can give Saka the hope that he needs to stay. But anyway, listen, for any City fan, sorry we ain't touched on City much. Like, you guys are just in a cruise control at the moment. The league's in the back.
I got some things for City. I got some people who I wanted to big up on the City team, though, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we might have to save that for the end because we need to move on to the game that you held down still, that you had spot on Friday when we did the prediction show. We were looking at you saying, nah, surely it can't carry on, but it did still. Liverpool losing 2-0 at home to Everton. Rash called this spot on. He said 2-0, 2-1. Either way, he's called this spot on. So, bro, man, talk to us. Like, you saw this coming. Like, what is going on at Liverpool? Might they actually miss out on top 4?
I wouldn't go that far. I was having that conversation today. I still won't go that far. You know what I mean? I think because they do have it in the bag to turn it on. Do you know what I mean? And when they decide to, you know, pull it out of the bag for Klopp, yeah, I reckon they could bang out the last 10 games of the season. They could do a thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's out of the question that they're going to finish top 4. But what a performance from Everton! Like Davies in the middle. That guy, like, sometimes he's so reckless and sometimes he does some things I think, I thought he was going to be good. But what a game he had, against Liverpool. Like, he was tackling, he was tracking back, he was playing the balls forward, you know what I mean? He was, like, really working his ass off in the midfield. Like, I was so impressed with him, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought for not one of the most talked about players of the Everton squad, he stood up. Do you know what I mean? And he bossed that midfield. It's kind of sad to see what's going on with Thiago, because it was a point where after a while, Liverpool players started passing around him. Did anyone else see that? They started passing around him, brother, and I was just like, wow, they're seeing that he is the guy to provide a whole bunch of unnecessary passes. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he gets the ball and he'll pass it to the man next to him. He'll run to the ball, get the ball, pass it to the guy who just gave it to him. Do you know what I mean? But he worked hard as well. He tried because he showed parts of quality. Even when he lost the ball one time, he ended up playing the ball through as well. He dropped on the floor and kicked the ball through. That's why the referee allowed the play on, because it was such a sick opportunity for Liverpool. So like, he shows glimpse, but yeah, man, it was sad to see that he's just not on their tempo. He's on a different type of game to what they are on. Do you know what I mean? And where they needed to get the ball forward a lot, I think he just wanted to play around. But Mane, the way he was taken out of that whole game, bruv, by Holgate.
He's had a whole season.
I couldn't believe it. Like, Mane couldn't do nothing. He had to switch to the other side. He had to go on the other side, like, for a little while, because Holgate had him in the pocket. I was like, wow, I didn't know he was this good. Do you know what I mean? Because I haven't seen that much of him to be rating him that high. Do you know what I mean? But he had a terrific game as well. Dean, however you say it, Dean, whatever his name, Dean. Yeah, he had a good game. He had a few sloppy balls, like this. He couple balls that he could have played through, or a couple balls that he lost. You know what I mean? He just wasn't on clicking with some of the players at first, but then he found his form in the attacking side of game, and he was doing well. But he was getting eaten by Salah. Salah was killing him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. I think Salah was tearing him up. Still, I think I don't think he had Salah's number, and I think, to be honest, out of every Liverpool player, Salah was kind of the only threat at all. Like, when he got the ball. And yeah, man, it's just it's weird to see Liverpool play the way that they're playing. Hendo off with an injury. I think he got an injury as well, didn't it, Hendo? Yeah. So that's another big miss that they're gonna have. Yeah, man, it's over for them. It's over. Yeah. It's over.
It's funny because I feel like ever since I've said this before, but ever since Mus made that very arrogant statement, I don't know, where back in end of November, I think it was in December, and he said, "Yeah, I kind of wish that the league is going to be competitive this season," because he didn't want Liverpool to smoke the league. and to now see that they're 19 points behind City is kind of
life comes at you fast, man. Life comes at you fast.
life comes at you fast. Well said. And yeah, I mean, Ed says here it goes to show Liverpool are legit the most overrated team in history. Maybe not most overrated, but they are definitely one of the most overhyped teams I think that we've seen for sure. Because I think their front three and especially Salah and Mane have shown how reliant they are on just getting the ball in that last third when there's few man around them. When you pack a few man around that box, them two, you can see they get nullified, they get frustrated. They both spent half the game yesterday diving. It's just like they haven't got that individual ability to make something happen out of nothing. Maybe once in a while, Salah or Mane will score from long range or something, but that's a rarity. Most of the times, they get something in the box and they bag it. RX saying we are going through it, but we'll bounce back. Mentality monsters. Yeah, that was another one. That was another myth that was getting thrown around last season. It's easy to be mentality monsters when you win every game, you know. But boy, listen. Opponent, man, what you saying to me about Liverpool, man?
Liverpool, boy, I can't. Is it even a blip anymore? It's alarming now. After you've gone 4 years without a single L at home, now you've lost 4 games in a row at home. It's mad.
Yeah, it's 700 years.
It's a mad turnaround. But I still think they'll be okay come the end of the season. I don't think they'll miss out on the top 4. Because again, I think I said this last week or a couple of weeks ago that it's very tight around that top 4 at the moment. So there's no, apart from first place, second till, well, I don't know what the table looks like, but I'm pretty sure from second till maybe 6th or 7th, the gap is not that big. So
no.
It's anyone's game at the moment. I wouldn't say that they're definitely out of top 4. But they'll come good, man. They'll come good. But Klopp, the lights are gonna get shone on them real soon because it looks like there's no fresh ideas coming into it. It's just go out and do the same thing week in, week out. There's no, regardless of who he puts in whatever position, we're just seeing the same things. And if these guys do get a goal, it's going to be a set piece. There's no like open play stuff. I mean, midweek Champions League, they had a good game, good performance. I'll give them that. But they've come back to the Premier. It looks like regular transmission. They can't score. I don't know what's happened to them. They're struggling with the shooters that they have. They're just struggling to score. And Rash touched on a good point about Thiago. I mean, I've said it for years. Thiago is a very good player. In fact, technically, I mean, he's probably football in his purest form. The things he can do with the ball, but he's one of those guys that they look good doing nothing. I put him and Isco. They're the same type of guy. They just look real good and take you. Exactly, they look real good and they look silky with it. But at the end of the game, you'd be like, so what did man actually do? And boy, I'll be honest. Then during the game yesterday, I was in and out of watching the game, so I didn't catch everything. But if they were passing it around him and not giving it to him, then that's a big indictment on what's happening to Thiago at Liverpool. But it's a bit unfair on him though, because I feel like, or the media definitely are picking on him because he's a shiny new toy at Liverpool, came for a bit of money, big name, and things aren't really going well for him. So immediately they say it's Thiago's fault. And you see, I mean, I love a good agenda every now and then, but this one is just, I wouldn't put the blame solely at his feet. Something in that camp is not right. But I'm not sure I'd say Thiago is the reason for them not having good form this season, because they do show these stats that with him and without him, and that with him they're a lot poorer than they are without him and stuff like that. But I don't think Thiago's the reason. Good player and all, but again, he's definitely a drip or drown kind of guy. He's not really gonna save you when the going gets tough. He's
not gonna be that type of player to save you. But at the end of the day, he's not really. He's the perfect type of player for, I think, like if he was playing for Man City, I think people would appreciate the type of footballer he was. I think Liverpool's a complete wrong team for him. They're completely reliant on being sprinters, passionate, running around, high pressing. And someone like Thiago goes completely against everything they're about. So, and naturally, the British media doesn't like players like Thiago anyway. You know, that's why people like Modric, they big him up now, but nobody was bigging him up like this when he was in the Prem. Because Modric is similar. You look at the end of the season, Modric will have 2 goals, 3 assists. But no one in Madrid will tell you what Modric was doing for them. And while Thiago isn't as good as Modric, they play a similar type of ball. They're man, they're just there to recycle it and make sure that you don't lose possession. So sometimes it may look simple, but that's their job in the team. And they are also one of the few that can play the ball through the lines consistently. So, but I do hear Rash, there were a few times yesterday they were playing it around him, but that's probably because they knew that if they play it to him, he'll just keep it ticking. Meanwhile, if they give it to someone else, they might do a long ball and just try and get the attack going quick. That's what almost it looked like to me. They said, "Nah, we just need to play quick football today." But
can I use this opportunity though, just to big up Everton though?
Yeah,
well. Let's talk about some of the Everton players, because Keane at the back, bro. They had a sick spine. Pickford had a sick game. Yeah, he serious shot stopping he was doing yesterday. And Keane was just so solid at the back. He stopped any shots. He closed down any balls through. He was strong against the attacking three. You know, and when he played the balls out, when it's time to play the balls out as well, he was on point. I think Everton really played a good game defensively. Sigurdsson, he came on ice cold to the penalty. You know what I mean? Just sealed the game as well. Richarlison, I think he had the quiet moments. Like, he can go missing for like 15 minutes in a game. Grab the ball, do something, get a foul. Do you know what I mean? Grab the ball, run up the pitch, get a foul. You know what I mean? But the goal that he put away yesterday as well, is what they needed to start the game. Like, they started off on the front foot, and that set the tone for the rest of the game. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool, I think they've got arrogance about them, that they think if they play football, they're just always going to score, and then they'll get a few opportunities and they're going to score, and then they're going to win. So there wasn't too much urgency for them until they started reaching like the 60th minute. You started saying, hold on, you know what I mean? But because they started playing a bit urgently, they were leaving a lot of gaps for Everton to exploit, and they did that very well. When Calvert-Lewin came on, they exploited one of those gaps. He managed to get a run through on goal where he got the penalty. It was a weird penalty, but if we're doing it at the letter of the law, according to why Luis got sent off and gave Ray the penalty, then it is a penalty, and in reality, he should have got sent off too. Do you know what I mean? If that is how we're doing it, you know what I mean? In reality, I don't think he should have got sent off. I don't even think it was a pen. But if we're doing this rule book shit that they've been doing against Arsenal, then in reality, not only was that a penalty, but that was a red card too.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. And that definitely. I thought the same thing, to be honest. But maybe there's a agenda thing against Arsenal, but probably I don't know what's going on. I think it's more an agenda against David Luiz, to be honest. But Jalil, before I get on to you, come to you, bro. So RX saying, I think it's fair to say no team in the history of football has defended a tower with all these injuries. Also, Thiago is adjusting. It's taken Pepe 2 years and he's still shocking. Let's be real. Thiago is the best CM in the world.
To Thiago, man.
Yeah, Thiago is the best CM in the world. What deep line CM will save their team in trouble? That's not his role. Yeah, that is true. I mean, center mids are not really going to save your season from where Thiago plays. Guys will get onto Thiago, but Wijnaldum has not been playing well for the whole season. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Thiago is getting the blame for a lot of other people's deficiency. I mean, Thiago missed, I think he was injured for about 2 months. By the time he came back, they were already starting to struggle. They'd already drawn at home to West Brom. They were stinking out against Newcastle 0-0. So he came into a team that was out of form with loads of injuries, and it's only got worse since he's come back. And he's had to build up match sharpness and everything else. And he's playing in a new league. So it's but like a point.
I don't think no one's putting him down though, man. We're just observing what we saw in the game. I don't think the Liverpool players wanted to go in their attacks, didn't want to go through Thiago because they needed a bit of speed.
Yeah, no, I think the issue is just that because Thiago is usually the one that gets spoken about, and it's been this long and we still haven't touched on Mane, who, like I said, has been shocking all season, but has had an absolute free pass. Salah.
Yeah, that's why I said Thiago is not to blame. I mean, he may be part. I mean, he's part of the team that's not doing well, but to put the blame solely at his feet, like I said, the people doing that, it's not right, man. Wijnaldum, I think it's been like 2 years or something since he last got an assist. I saw a stat that Edison's got more assists than man, and so that tells you everything.
Wijnaldum doesn't really get that for Liverpool, but that's the thing. Last season, if you look at it, Liverpool won the league, right? With Wijnaldum not getting assists, right? Henderson, I think, had 4 assists, and it was like in a 4-match hot streak, which he's probably never going to do again, right? So that was literally his whole assist for his whole season. And then Fabinho's the DM, he doesn't get assists. So they managed to get through the season winning the league with their midfield not scoring any goals, not creating any assists, plus a striker who doesn't score goals.
Exactly.
So you add all that up and you're like, but that's part of the reason why, like Robertson and Trent will get so many assists, because they're literally, as we've said before, whipping in the ball 40 times a game each. That's literally what it feels like. Yesterday, I saw Trent just get past halfway. He's whipping it in.
I feel like their fans probably won't get onto Wijnaldum. It's crazy how football works, because I think Wijnaldum's got credit in the bank because of that Barcelona game.
Yeah, some games.
They'll just give him a blind and be like, you know what, he saved us against Barca, so it's all right. Like that. So, but at some point, a lot of football fans don't want to criticize the players of their teams objectively because they'll hang on to what they've done for them before. That's why whenever we might get onto Aubameyang or something, other people will look at us like we're crazy. So anyway, it is what it is. So.
But Jalil, man, just to get your thoughts on the game, man, like, what do you make of it from Liverpool's perspective? And just talk a little bit about Mane and just generally the front three, because I think Salah scored, but like it's not like you watch Salah and think he's been playing well. Like he's just been scoring goals, and he's had quite a lot of penalties as well to help him out there as well. So like, what are you making of this whole Liverpool situation? And by the way, I think St. Maximin just scored for Newcastle against United.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
damn, that's my next prediction. Gone out there.
Boy, I don't know.
I just do better, but no, man. Echo what the boy said. I think they got it spot on. For me, though, what I will say is that with Wijnaldum, he didn't get no assists last season, but his job was purely to press and press and just get the ball to wide players to get their assist. I think Wijnaldum played a massive part last year. Compared to Thiago this season, I'm going to say it. Someone might like it. Liverpool's going to hate it. But he's your Liverpool's Willian.
Yo, no, man.
I'll tell you why. Yeah, he got injured 2 months now. And Liverpool are still doing the business. They got all these injuries, and everyone's saying, "What? They got all these injuries, but they're still doing the business." Yeah, they didn't lose during the time Thiago was out, but they weren't playing the best the last 2 to 3 games. Even one game, I think it was just one game and then Thiago comes in and they start losing. Now I'm not saying it's his fault, but bro, if we're looking at the 3 centre mids they had last season who helped them win the league, what is Thiago actually bringing to the table? Because he was playing balls in to the box and that,
Mm-hmm.
They was going nowhere. And I can understand why they were passing it out wide instead of straight to Thiago's feet. It was going in the wrong direction. For me, Thiago shouldn't be playing, but at the moment, man, he needs to gel into the team a bit more. And then you can get some games, or maybe they need to get rid of him because he's not a good fit for Liverpool, in my opinion. He's a good fit, but he's not the fit they need at the moment, especially with all these injuries they've got going on. So, he's thinking out the place, man. I'm going to say it, man. He's your Liverpool's Willian. Mane's been getting off scot-free. He has got a few goals this season, but he's getting scot-free. I think the only person we can't touch and we can't talk about and slaughter is Salah. Because Salah, regardless, there's been games like this and he's got goals. Do you know what I mean? There's been games like this and he's got goals. So for me, I'm not gonna get onto Salah, man. I like the way he plays, and he's the only one that looks like scoring yesterday. Let's be real. So
yeah,
I can't touch Salah. Mane, I don't know what's going on with him, man. It's the hair for me, man. He ain't got a haircut.
It's come back. It's come back. It came back. You anyone see his hair's back?
Swear down.
A little bit.
His hair is back, bro.
Yeah, he needs to cut that shit off, number one. And then bro, I don't know, fam, but he ain't been playing well, man. I feel sorry for the guy. I like Mane. I remember there was this debate last season, who's better, Mane or Salah? And, I think Salah just edged it a tiny bit. But with Mane, he ain't really been the guy this season. And Firmino, what's he really offering at the moment? Because even last season, he was doing stuff, but what's he offering this season? In fact, not last season, 2 seasons ago. Because last season, he didn't really get his numbers up. He got numbers, but he didn't get his numbers up compared to how he was doing before. So they need something different, man. They need something different. I don't know where Jota's at when he's coming back, and that Asian fella, the quick one, who's playing for Southampton. I reckon they should.
Minamino, yeah.
He looks a bit tidy against Chelsea as well. I know where to get into it, but he looks a bit tidy. I think they should have kept him. I think they put him out to just see how he fares against other teams, because they do want to keep him, but they just don't want to keep him and just let him fade away. So they wanted to get him out there, see what he's about, and see how we can fit him into the team. So. Yeah. Having said that, I don't know if anyone said it, but I don't think this is the end of the demise of Liverpool. I think, with the games they've got coming up, I think that top 4 spot ain't looking a bit shy to them. I think they potentially can get it, but I think it will be a bit weird if we see them in Europa.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it will not only be weird, it'll be peak for them, because their money dries up quick. And FSG, that's when we'll see what they're really on. But yeah, man, I think they'll still finish top 4. And RX here saying interesting, because 7 goals and 3 assists and 20 start is not a shocking season for Mane. He is a victim of his own high standards. But you see, bro, this is part of the problem for me, because when I say he's been awful this season, I'm not even thinking about the stats he has. I'm just thinking about every time I've watched Liverpool, it feels like to me he's just stinking it out. Like, he's not getting past people. His pass has been poor. And then you can add the numbers afterwards to say his numbers have dropped as well. Well, for me, anytime I personally say anyone's been playing poor, I'm not even bringing numbers into it. I'm just looking at how you're performing in the game and how you're contributing. After that, numbers play a part. But I'll always be personally, and I think all of us are here, I test first, numbers after. And that's how we make our judgments. So I'll never be one person to say he's playing good this season. How can you talk? He scored 10 goals, 11 assists. That will never be me. I'll never do that, because stats are not everything. And unfortunately, that's what the game's become. So, but yeah. Don't worry. Once Fabinho and Henderson are back in midfield, Thiago will be good. The Prem should be scared then. Hey, looks like that's probably going to be next season. So I think let's see what happens next season. Liverpool have a lot to prove. Van Dijk back. So let's see.
What? This season might just be helping Van Dijk's legacy, because he's out. If when he's back next season, if they go and do something next season, then it kind of cements his thing. Because
But if we're all being honest, if we look at it objectively, Van Dijk is Liverpool's best player, pound for pound.
I think.
Salah. I don't think you can't. I don't think
Salah can put ahead of Salah.
Nah, he's not. Nah, man. Nah.
Salah's been consistent for the past few years. Even his numbers are still good, regardless of where we're at now. And he still plays well and he still makes it happen. I think Salah's their best player. Then Van Dijk. I can't say Van Dijk's better than Salah.
Nah, Van Dijk's better still. Van Dijk. For me, Van Dijk.
All right, Mane is has poor run of form, but I think him and Salah are their best players.
By far? Nah, definitely not by far. No way.
No, Van Dijk, to me, he's good. I think he's well overhyped.
But if we're going in that territory, then for me, Salah and Mane are well overhyped as well.
But they've got figures to prove it. They got figures to prove it. They got figures to prove it.
Van Dijk's a centre back. He's not going to get figures.
Huh?
But Van Dijk's a centre back. He's not going to get figures. All he can be judged on is a defending.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, isn't it? So like, at the end of the day,
okay, Liverpool they conceded very little, but that wasn't him on his own. Yeah, you know what I mean? They had a good back four. They had the good keeper as well, probably one of the best, if not the best in the world. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, if we look at Van Dijk where he's been at elsewhere, yeah, Celtic, he was the big man there, but I saw him get torn up at Celtic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I saw Celtic get thumped up with him at the back. Do you know what I mean? So it really is who you're surrounded by.
100%. But then that argument starts becoming dangerous because then a lot of Liverpool fans start getting caught out. Because what was Salah doing before Liverpool? I was watching him for Roma, missing chances for fun, and people were mocking him. I saw Mane at Southampton, one good game, one bad game. Get to Liverpool now, the whole system is working perfectly for them to thrive. It's literally built for them to thrive because Firmino plays to service them two. That's literally Firmino's job. And I think it became such a priority for Firmino to make Salah and Mane effective that his goals slowly started reducing every season. Because I think 3 years ago, Firmino had 25 goals in all competitions. And if you think about where he is now, he's had a big drop-off. And that's because without him linking it up for Salah and Mane, we see it now. When there's packed defenses, I ain't worried about them, man. So, but yeah, man, I mean, I guess I don't blame anyone who says Salah's Liverpool's best players because his numbers are hard to diffuse. But for me personally, yeah, I think Van Dijk's for his position is a better player still. But that's a separate debate still. Let's see what people are saying. Van Dijk is the greatest centre back to play the game. Wow, that's mad. Yeah, that's
mad. Do you know what? I can't wait for us to do that. The best centre backs.
Yeah, we'll do it still. We'll do it.
That's going to be good.
That's coming up. KD saying that's Cap Salah can get replaced. Potentially, yeah. Let's see. We already see what Jota's doing. Ed saying Van Dijk is a small team bully. This guy really tries to save Van Dijk over the likes of Rio and JT. Boy, yeah, I don't think we definitely can't put Van Dijk there yet. Still, but yeah, man. Listen, let's move on. Another game that Rash got right. I think upon you got this scoreline spot on still, and that was West Ham Tottenham. You know, I'm always gonna say whenever a Spurs game happen, where's Jesse? You know, I always say my guy Jesse.
Jesse, man, every time.
Jesse, just come on, please, bro. We just want you on the show. Still, it's funny because I was chatting to one of my Tottenham friends, actually Tom, who's been on the show today, and I was messaging during the Spurs game saying "Raw, man, you guys need to improve, get Mourinho out because I feel kind of sorry for you." And for some reason, he took that personally, like I was cussing him. So when Sterling scores, he's messaging me saying Sterling, and I'm like, bro, I was actually trying to give you help, but if you might want to stick with Mourinho, it's calm for me. I don't mind still, but yeah, man, bro, what we saying about Spurs, still?
What do we think of Tottenham? What do we think of shit? Thank you. We could do this all day, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird because I've got to eat my words. When we did a prediction show on Friday, I said that Spurs were going to win. I said both teams play very similar, and on the counter, and I thought Kane's back, Son's been banging. I didn't think Bell would play, but I think they still would have won 2-0. And watching this game today, I was thinking, I just need to look at how I look at things. Like when I'm working at work, am I making the right decisions? Do you know what I mean? I'm probably getting paid to do I'm getting paid a lot. Am I doing my job right? I'm just thinking because those predictions were so off. But I'll give credit to West Ham and man like Declan Rice, big him up, man. He played really well today, man. Declan Rice played really well. Antonio got his goal first half, and one player I did want to speak about today. Just want to know your thoughts with Lingard. Obviously he's not a top tier player, but he gets his job done, and I think he's consistent to a good enough level where he shows his ability and what he can do. you know, he's not, maybe he can't fit into where United are, but he's a good fit for West Ham, you know, especially if they've got, you know, a lot of good players like, what's that guy's name? Shiduki? Suchek, that's it. Man said Shiduki, that's the car fam. Yeah, Suchek, sorry, my bad. Yeah, Suchek, bruv, like, with Suchek, he's a beast, you know. And you got man like Lingard in front of him. I think, you know, that's the kind of players he needed, to be fair. But with West Ham, done a good job. End of the day, they defended really well. They really wanted this win, and it meant a lot to them. What are they sitting at now? What, fourth or what? What are they sitting?
Fourth.
How are they in the Champions League position?
That's a question for Arteta, isn't it?
Well,
this is the team that the fans wanted the whole board gone, you know.
Bruv,
and they're
come
fourth.
on, bruv. They're fourth.
But yeah, man, yeah, just to end it, man. Yeah. I think West Ham done the business, and yes, as Rash was saying, Spurs are shit. So it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Still, it's me for Spurs, but yeah, man. Obviously, if you're watching, smash that like button, people. Almost only one more game after this, and then we call it a night, so we can finish so we can watch the United game, see if something mad happens second half. But yeah, and subscribe if you're new. But yeah, man, like it's peak for Spurs. West Ham are fourth. David Moyes is repairing his reputation slowly but surely. But yeah, man, like AP, like Spurs, bro, like they're just going down, bro. Like Mourinho, and again, Mourinho after the game, classic Mourinho quotes. He said his methods are second to no one in the world. And yeah. Go on, man. Just take it away.
What can I say? I think I said it before. Chiellini said it best. It's the history of the Tottenham, man. That's what they do. That's what they do. I feel like it was when they beat Man City.
2-0.
That was like ages ago. When they beat Man City, that's when people were like, yeah, Tottenham title race, they're in this. And then since then, we've seen what's happened. I think this is Mourinho's first full year in charge, isn't it? Because he took over during the season last year. Okay. Yeah, the Mourinho effect has kicked in early now. Because normally, because the way Mourinho, this is the way his thing goes at clubs, right? The first year is just okay. The second year is normally when they do real good. And then in the third year, that's when it starts to fall apart for Mourinho. That's when he picks a player in the squad and is like, all right, you're my enemy now. I need to turn people against you. That's what he does. But it looks like he's done it all early this time. Gareth Bale seems to be the enemy. And boy, there's no way Spurs fans are watching this team and they're happy with what they're seeing, regardless of results. Just if you break it down to performances, there's no way they like what they're seeing, right? But with that being said, I think it was Lucas Moura that scored. Tottenham, they should have got at least a point from this game. I can't lie, because they were on to West Ham. They were on them. Kane was running clean behind and stuff. Son hit the post like last minute. Bale hit the bar. So they had the chances. So it's not like they just didn't show any threat at all during the game. Even first half as well, Kane had a couple shots on goal. It's just not landing for them at the moment. But even with that being said, I put today as an anomaly in terms of their performance, because they weren't terrible today. But in prior games, it's literally, regardless of the opponent, 11 men behind the ball, and there's no way Tottenham fans are happy with what they're seeing. Mourinho, I think you said something key today in the group chat. As bad as they are, they could shithouse their way to that Carabao Cup. I see it happening. I see it happening. I think you said as well that it won't be a good season for them, but if we take it into context, I mean, it isn't. But for Tottenham, seeing as they haven't won anything since that League Cup, I guess you could say it would be a good season for them, because this is what they do. To be honest, this is their level. Tottenham, I still think they'll finish above Arsenal. That tells you everything about Arsenal. But they're not in a good place at the moment, Tottenham. They need to address the situation pretty quick. Otherwise, it is going to keep falling down the table. I'm even looking at the table now. Although they do have a game in hand on Arsenal, there's only 2 points in it. So yeah, they need to sort something out within themselves. And Mourinho saying second to none. You know what? You got to believe in your wave. You know, classic Mourinho. I don't agree with him, but hey, if that's what he believes, that's what he believes, isn't it? I don't agree with him.
Classic Mourinho. When was the last time you heard Mourinho put blame on himself?
Never.
I've never heard it.
Never.
I've never heard
it. The only
it.
time I've heard Mourinho say something like that, it was when he said something like, maybe I was naive. Maybe I put too much trust in the players. You know, when he says things like that. That's the only time I see him say he made a mistake.
Yeah.
But
you know he wins every argument at home.
That was spot on. That's literally the way Mourinho takes blame.
Yeah,
like Mourinho's the type of guy that will say, like, I remember one game where I think he played Rashford or something, and the media was calling for Rashford to be played. And he was like, well, we didn't play great today. You know, you guys have wanted Rashford to play, so he played today. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
and then he goes, and then you'll see why I don't play him in that position.
It's like to defend. Like I've always said it, he's the only manager I've ever seen where it's literally about him. It's like he thinks he's playing. It's unbelievable. Like, but Rash, before I come on to you, Ed just saying Arsenal fans shouldn't say anything to Spurs. They're way better than you. Deeper that Arsenal chant is, we are by far the greatest team. Who the hell made that off? Arsenal have literally never been the world's greatest team. I mean, he's just cussing. I don't know why he does this every once in the chat.
You know what I mean? You just push Ed to the side. Let's get back onto the commentary.
But Rash, man, talk to me about Spurs.
So, I just see what I've always seen. And this is exactly what I said would happen as well. Like, I have no faith in Tottenham. Like, and I don't care if I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm allowed to critique any club I want. Yeah. And when I'm being critical to Tottenham, though they are in a better position than Arsenal, and a lot of Tottenham fans will always be like, you can't say nothing. You haven't even achieved nothing ever. Yeah. You've never achieved anything ever. I don't know why anyone, when they think who's going to win the league, why do they always say, oh, Tottenham could do it? I don't know what that's even based on, you know? So what I see now is, yes, normal Mourinho behavior, but at the same time, he knows his team best. Yeah, everyone was like, oh, Mourinho's being tough on Man United when he said, I'm surprised that I achieved this with this dead squad, basically, yeah? And that's when they won the Europa. And got into the Champions League and that. And everyone criticized him until it was revealed that it was a dead team. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So he knows what he sees on the training pitch. So when he says, look, I'm second to none in this. Do you know what I mean? No one can't tell me how to run this team. It's because he knows where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. Do you know what I mean? And he knows that if he wanted to play probably a different style of football, that they'll get broken to pieces. They need to play the way they are so they don't get broken to pieces. Because remember, when Poch was leaving, Tottenham were like 17th, 16th, because their defense was found out. They were getting broken to pieces. Do you know what I mean? So he's had to say, do you know what? So that doesn't happen, we have to play like this. It's shit football. It's boring. I know you want to see a bit more, but we have to in order because our back line isn't as solid as you think it is. Do you know what I mean? He knows better. You know what I mean? In regards to West Ham, I just think Moyes is doing a really good job, man. He's slowly just handling his business. Do you know what I mean? He's had to deal with the critics a lot. I think Oli doing so well at United was really bugging him last season. You know what I mean? Because every other interview was, if I had the chance that Oli had, if I was given the time that Oli, do you know what I mean? It was like, wow, you're a bit bitter at it. So it's like he wanted to prove something this season. And he's proven it with a shitter team. Shitter than Everton and shitter than United. Do you know what I mean? West Ham are really they're doing the business. They're in the top four. I ain't seen them in the top four. When you seen West Ham in the top four? I ain't seen them in the top four. Not at this time of the year ever. Like, I don't think I ever have. Do you know what I mean? So he's doing some good work over at West Ham, and I think the West Ham fans will be happy with him finally, because a lot of them give him a lot of stick, and I don't think it's deserved, because Moyes is a good manager.
Yeah. I think sometimes, unfortunately, things from previous clubs just stick onto you, and that's what's happened with David Moyes. And he's done a very good job for West Ham, and the fact that they even have a chance to get any form of European football is great for them. And if they can beat thereabouts with 5 or 6 games to go, I think they'll get a European spot, not Champions League. I think more Europa League or this new Europa Conference League, which I think people need to wake up to, because I think a lot of people don't realize that this competition is starting next year. And it's going to be an absolute shit show. So, yeah, man. And I think how it works to qualify is you need to either finish 7th or win the Carling Cup.
Yeah.
Unless,
one of those two.
One of those two, isn't it? So, boy, I'm actually legit hoping that if Arsenal don't finish 7th, because we don't need to be in that competition at all. Like, because then we literally have no even a chance of qualifying for Champions League. Unless it's
that's like what they're gonna use, that the winners of that get into Europa.
Yeah, that's what exactly it is. Yeah. Well, that's dead, man. Give that to someone like, in fact, give that to Spurs, bro.
Hey, I miss Spurs. I miss Spurs playing on a Thursday. Missed that, bro.
Hey.
I hope it goes back to normal.
They're Europa now, bro.
Oh yeah, Spurs Day is back.
Yeah,
Spurs Day is back.
That's the Spurs Day. But yeah, man, listen. Speed for Spurs. We're 2 points behind them, which says everything about how bad they've been, because we were 15th at the end of December and they were like 2nd. So we're 2 points behind them. That's everything you need to know about them. But listen, guys, last game. I mean, I thought this was one of the games I had on the list, but I don't really think there's much to say about this game, to be honest, because I thought it was a dead game. So let me get out this one. Yeah, Southampton, Chelsea. I'm not really enjoying watching this Chelsea team really too much under Tuchel. They're just passing the ball around, not really doing anything. And I thought if Southampton were braver, they could have got the result that you predicted, Rash, which was a victory. But I think after 6 defeats in a row, including a 9-0 slapping, you're going to be a little bit wary, and you probably just you would take the point against Chelsea. So, I mean, do you man have much to say on this game, or do we just focus on whether Chelsea have any chance against Atletico?
I think I said it on the prediction show, which shocked me. He said, "You watch the Southampton manager will do a job. He's not gonna." I was like, "Bro, man just got battered 9-0, and they still got injuries. They still got a few injuries still. What are you looking at? What are you watching?" Yeah, you see, Rash was talking sense there, to be fair. So, not much to say on Chelsea, because, Chelsea's Chelsea, innit? But Southampton have really impressed me, the way they played and stuff. And I feel like, do you guys feel like he is a better manager than Mikel?
Yep.
Who, to show?
No.
Yeah. The Southampton one.
Hasn't, definitely.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He is, isn't it? I thought so.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's mad. But I don't know, man. Like, because you know what, Leicester won today. I think 2-1 away to Villa, isn't it? So they're starting to slightly solidify that top 4 spot. Which, if United get 2, then it becomes Liverpool or Chelsea for that last place. And right now, who would you say will take that 4th place between Chelsea and Liverpool?
Liverpool. I don't trust Chelsea. Liverpool.
I'm not convinced, Really not convinced. Rash?
I don't think Man United's making it.
Oh, you think United will drop out, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's possible. It's possible. What are you saying, Jalil?
Rash, you're right most of the times, but I don't know if you're right about this one, bro. I've got a good team. Not the manager, but the team themselves, do you know what I mean? So...
But look, the reason why I say that is because how long are they going to ride this for? how long they're gonna ride this tacticless play and just be getting the wins just by. It's about how long is it gonna work? I mean, look, even today we're watching the game as we speak. Yeah, Newcastle have had United under pressure all game. He's had one of the best games I've seen him play for a while already, and it's only gone
that's
1-0.
Newcastle, you know, Newcastle.
Huh? That's Newcastle. Like,
don't attack.
And what did I say? I said this game is gonna be a 4-0 brushing.
Yeah,
No problems, bruv.
Yeah,
I think it. Like this. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to be consistent. I don't know who they got in the next lot of run. But yeah,
they
for
got
some reason I
Chelsea
just
and
can't.
next. They got Chelsea and City next.
Yeah.
6 points.
Wait, for who? United?
They're gonna lose 6 points. They're gonna lose 6 points.
Okay, yeah.
6
I think
points.
they beat Chelsea. They beat Chelsea, but there's no way they beat City. No way.
But
Tapping everybody right now still.
also with Leicester quickly, just before I forget. I think Leicester will get top 4 this season based on one player.
As well. Who?
Yeah, based on one player who always just does the business since he's come back off injury. And did he? Well, he's a beast. And I think United wanted him, didn't he? And I think Chelsea wanted him at one point. Bob, do you think we can somehow sneak our way to get him? Because if him,
No chance.
a man can dream.
Don't even carry on, Jalo.
A man can dream. Okay.
You better dream of Basuma.
And I'll be happy with Basuma.
I'll be happy with Basuma.
That's the next. I'll take that. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because Ndidi, we ain't getting him.
How much do you think if Ndidi goes on the market this summer? How much do you think it will cost teams? How much are we talking?
60 mil?
I was thinking 50, no?
I can believe that. Because Leicester are good at selling, so I can believe that 60.
Yeah, 55, 60.
Okay.
They sold Maguire for 80, bro. Anything's possible.
But they're the best.
They're the best at selling. 50 million for Chilwell as well.
Drinkwater. How much was Drinkwater?
What happened, Rash?
Oh, no, I just saw Maxim just destroying Man United's defense, but he ended up losing it in the end.
Oh, he's wavy as well still. He just needs a bit more consistent. Well, actually, he plays for a horrible team, so I think it's hard for him still. But what are we saying quickly before we wrap up? Chelsea, Atletico. Give me some quick predictions, guys. Obviously, we just started doing predictions this weekend. Rash has done well, but it's fair to say who the champ of this weekend is. I mean, Apono's just absolutely smashed it. Got 3 correct results, you know. Boy, he should have done some gambling this weekend. He would have made a bit of peace.
Man. I should have put accumulated down.
Yeah. Apono's cheating. Now, what's he on about?
Me and Jalil slacking behind, but it's cool. We'll catch up, Jalil. We still got 13 more rounds of the Premier League in it, so we'll catch up to Rash and Apono still.
Cool.
But yeah, man, quick prediction for Atletico Chelsea. Who's home first? Well, I think Chelsea are home first leg, isn't it?
I don't think it even matters, bro. I'm picking Atletico regardless. So
okay, cool. That was swift. Rash?
1-1.
1-1, yeah? Cool. So that I think Atletico away. No, Atletico are home. Okay, so that way you go for Chelsea. And Jalo?
No.
No, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. What are you going for score-wise?
Wait, who's at home, did we say?
Atletico.
Atletico at home. 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but in terms of going through the tie, are we all saying Atletico?
Yeah. I am anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to wait and see after this game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it 2 goals? Is it 2 games?
2 games.
2 games, yeah.
It is, yeah. Then I'll see after that.
Say no more. KD in the building saying, I knew we would draw that game. Yeah, man. I think you even said it on our Friday show. Still, like, and boy, Hudson-Odoi got the biggest violation possible. That was deep, man.
Hey, what was that all about, man?
He just said he didn't like his attitude.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's what Tuchel said.
Listen, Tuchel's got history, you know. I'm just saying.
Hey, I told you about that guy.
Yeah.
He's got history, fam.
Yeah.
I was on to him already, bro.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that
You'll keep an eye on that
one.
situation, exactly. But anyway,
We'll keep an eye. He started off all goody two shoes with the media. Everyone's impressed, but let's wait till things start to go a bit bad to see what that Don is really about still.
Do you guys Tuchel had a point on Hudson-Odoi?
I was watching the game and I just felt like he was not playing well, but man just said lack of attitude. I was like, that's deep.
I didn't
You're
watch the
basically
game.
saying man's not trying.
I don't even like. Did he do anything bad? Was he losing the ball?
He lost the ball.
He lost the ball a few times, but yeah, man. Like, I don't know.
He made stuff happen more times than he lost the ball. I'll say that.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, but I thought that there were worse players for Chelsea, but they got kept on. So I don't know. Maybe we're just trying to send them a message, but weird one anyway. But listen, people, that's a wrap for today. Obviously there was a lot to get through. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Everton, West Ham, Spurs, some good games actually, and Southampton, Chelsea was a bit of a downer, but it was the second game of the weekend. Actually, there was a game on Friday. But yeah, people, if you're tuning in, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe, and obviously we'll be back on Wednesday with the Let's Talk Football series. This week we've got the best wingers of the 2000s, so that should be an interesting one. So make sure to tune in for that one, Wednesday 6:30, and then Friday we've got a prediction show, and then Sunday next week's round of Premier League games. So make sure to stay tuned in. Keep an eye on our Real Ball Talk Instagram page. Follow us there, and like I said, thank you to everyone for tuning in. But that's us out. AP, Jalil, Rash, peace, and let's hope Newcastle do something against United still. Peace out, man.
Love.
Peace.
Peace.
Love.